Hi, here's a recap of the market for the previous 3 days through the eyes of eMiniDayTrader. Um, because of the Thanksgiving holiday, we did not put out a video on Wednesday or Thursday, so we'll take a look at the previous 3 days on this video. What we're looking at here, in case you haven't seen one of our videos before, are the market profiles. And we like to take a look at those to give us a really good idea of what we think the market is doing on a day-to-day basis or intraday basis. So each one of these profiles has a lettered profile to it, which you see here, as well as a corresponding volume profile. So the two that I just highlighted here, and I'm now putting this red rectangle around, is what happened in today's regular trading hours. Now today, of course, the regular trading hours was just from 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time until 1:15 Eastern Time, so it was a shortened day. The other profiles that you see here, this was the overnight session, and this was what occurred yesterday. So I'll just put that with the red square as well. And then this is what occurred on Thursday. So the red squares are the regular trading hours, and the other ones are the glowback session or after hours overnight session. So as you can see here, the last time we did a video was on Wednesday, this day here, and it was a very, very quiet day. And then the market started to break when the news from the Middle East was released, and the market, of course, had a big drop Wednesday evening, through regular trading hours on Thursday, and through Thursday evening when it got all the way down to 1067, and then bounced up some, I think it was about a dozen points or so, to open up the regular trading hours here. And of course, during the regular trading hours, mostly buying in here, although it certainly did come off some approximately 10 points to finish the day. So the market has really had quite a bit of movement here, considering it was a holiday in the U.S. But with the overseas news being released, and not very good news in regards to the Dubai debt crisis, obviously the markets were all selling off around the world. So let's take a look now at our software for our individual trades on each day. Now this was back on Wednesday. It was a very quiet day on that day. We did have a deceleration bar here that was a trigger for us, so it did move a point in our favor. So we ended up with just a break even on that trade, and then it went up and made a new high. We then got long in here. It just went sideways for quite some time, and then finally started to move higher. So this was a very, very quiet day. Very, very light volume. We did expect light volume, but didn't really expect it until the second half of the day. But it started to come in about a third of the way through. And so just a very quiet day for us. I think depending on when a person really exited, was either a 1 or 2 tick loss on that day, on that trade, and a break even on the first trade. So when the market opened on a Thursday in the regular trading hours, this is the chart now, we're looking at it, and of course it only traded for, I believe it was 2 hours, so it was a very quiet day in that regard as far as the duration of time, but it wasn't quiet as far as the movement was concerned. As you can see, very good sell-off to start with, a bit of consolidation, then another leg down. So we were able to get short here and take part in a 2.5 point move there. So easily reaching our first two objectives. Just the one trade here today. I'm sorry, yesterday. This was yesterday's chart, Thursday, yesterday being Thursday the 26th of November, and that easily reaching our first two objectives, and able to take out a point profit on the final contract on that trade. Today, of course, was more trading, even though it also had an early close. It did trade for what was it, approximately 4 hours, a little bit less than that. So we ended up with 4 trades today, and the market, as you see, started to be bought up early, so we got long in here. It hit our first objective, came back and stopped us out for break even on that trade. Then we had another opportunity to get long here, and that easily hit our first two objectives. Unfortunately, it just nicked us right here as it came back, and on the second trade here, reached our first two objectives, so still had a nice profit, even though we were breaking even on the final partial on that one. So earlier here was our first trade, this was the second trade. Our third trade today was in the market, pulled back here, expecting another bounce. We didn't get it, did hit our first objective. And so this trade here was also break even We were filled in our first objective, and then turned around and stopped us up for the same or equivalent amount on the second half of our position, so break even on that. But we hung in there and then got long a second time in here, and this one ran up for us very nicely, 5.5 points in our favor, 3 points on the final partial on that, easily reaching our first two objectives, and that was our fourth trade today. So a nicely profitable day today, but you can see that, you know, the market, here's the high today up there at 98.25, and it came down and hit 88.25, so it did have a 10-point sell-off. So that's why we're thinking that if this sell-off continues and it breaks and holds below 86 and then below 78, that's a very bearish development, and it probably means that the selling that the market has had to endure since this Wednesday evening, when the Dubai debt crisis started, it's probably indicative that there's more selling to come. So that's really how we're looking at the market right now. We'd love to hear any of your questions or comments, and please contact us at info@eMiniDayTrader.com, and of course you can always visit our website at eMiniDayTrader.com. So I hope that all of you that were celebrating Thanksgiving had a really good holiday yesterday, and that those that weren't, hope you had a good day as well. And we look forward to seeing you again on Monday, the 30th of November for 2009. So that'll be it for today.